Okay, here we go. Backing out of the driveway. Okay, nice. All right. This is a whole new undertaking here. Something completely different. I was trying to figure out how I'm going to do videos for my website, for IndiePara, Entities Are Us, whatever, my personal stuff, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. And I was like, there's no time. But there is time when I'm driving. So, pardon the bumps and the engine noise. You're just lucky I don't have my old car with the noisy muffler. One of the primary reasons I traded it in. Alright, I gotta exit here. At the very least, this little video venture, at the very least, will prove that I'm paying attention to what's on the road, because I will start ignoring you as soon as things get interesting. So, we're gonna play around with this a little bit until I get onto a topic. Because quite honestly, when you're focusing on talking or doing a talk, it always gets garbled up. The best thing is just to start and just go, just like I do with my cartoons. I just start and I just go. It's the only way to work it, because the ideas don't come from me. You know, anything that's inside this body is not going to do it. It just doesn't happen that way. To wait for the channel to open, and then it has to come out. For the most part, I'm pretty good at that. I don't have to fuss too much. I might do some pacing. I might stop and read a couple chapters or a chapter. Usually a chapter, a few paragraphs. So when we talk about channeling ideas, we talk about opening up to the source. What is the source? What is God? What is the force? What is all of those things? What is energy? It's something that we don't really understand here in the physical world, because we're in such a dense form of it that we feel solid. We're not really the nothing that the energy is, the spaces in between. Energy is just nothing directed, I think. That's kind of, reads for me. I'm not sure. I'm not much of an Einstein. My genius falls in other categories and might be suspect at this point. Depends on who you're talking to. Part of that creative genius is coming up with ideas like this and being innovative with your time. Time is a creative thing. We focus on in a direction which is time, and we use that direction to create something which is basically of nothing, but basically to have an experience of whatever it is that we're doing. Nothing really more than that. It's not about the end product, really. We think it is, which is what drives us. It gives us a goal. We have this thing called an end product. It becomes sort of a goal. But in reality, it's the journey that makes it interesting. And the sad thing is we don't enjoy the journey part. You know I'm guilty of this, and I'm learning this. This is part of my little spiritual awakening from 2012, is like understanding the fun of the journey. And I remember back when I was a child, sitting at my mother's counter, which she complained all the time was all loaded up with comics and papers and piles and sketchbooks and stuff. There was no room to do anything with it. And, God forbid she had to bake something. It was in the way. But in that pile of creativity was such joy. I was making comics back then. I was developing comics for the first time. This was Wabbit Hutch. Wabbit Hutch grew out of 4 characters I just drew up with an afternoon. My brother and I had been reading Peanuts, the old Peanuts in the books, with the little round heads and things, and right on up through to the newer Peanuts at the time. And I was in love with the comic strip. I was in love with the story. I was in love with the gag. And I found a use for my humor. was interesting too, because I never knew I was a humorist for many years either. So how that escaped me, I don't know. It's mostly because most of my family is a humor person. You know, everyone has the ability for humor and basically a lot of sarcasm. We're really good at that. So a lot of humor is based in seriousness. So for me, I didn't realize that I was particularly funny. In fact, I consider most of my family kind of a straight man. As odd as that may seem, not always, but quite a bit of the time, I'm the one, I'm the thinker. I'm the one that sits back and observes, which makes good cartoons because I see what's funny and I see what works for that. I see who's really an interesting person, an interesting character. But as I meander through these thought patterns, I was developing cartoons for the first time. I developed my first characters, and the joy of just figuring that out was just so amazing to me. And I wanted to recreate that for so long. And the reality is, it's my connection to source and to the journey. And it's taken me a long time to figure that out. Like right now, we're taking a journey with my little camera here and me and tooling along in my car. Hopefully, you can see me. I position this for, just to hit the back of this thing. So I'm assuming that you're watching me. You may be watching my ear. You can't watch my ear. My hair's in the way. Oh, you may be watching hair, my chin, or my glasses frame, or my hat, or something. I don't know what you're looking at, but I'm hoping it's the right thing. We will find out later when I investigate the camera when this is done. We'll also find out just how randomly insane I am. It's always interesting when I view myself on camera, what the outcome is. Never been much of a public speaker per se, although at this point in my life I get forced into doing it occasionally. And I found that I'm actually not too bad. I talk a little too fast, I'm not always clear, so I have some work to do on the public speaking end of it, as far as perfecting my skills, lack thereof. This is coming from a person who came into this world and I was really shy. I was afraid to talk to people. It was really bad. I didn't have hardly any friends. Once in a while I'd have a friend, but I preferred to stay alone and do my own thing. I was a recluse. But I equate myself with the nerd, tricky person, because I've embraced my inner nerd, apparently. I never thought I was much of a nerd, but in looking at the pattern, it's quite similar. And I also notice when I look at, things like Comic-Con or any of those major conferences, who goes to these things? And I'm a cartoonist, so I kind of have to go to these things. Oh, nerds and trickies and things. And I'm like, it's my culture. I can get along with engineers and strange people. And I've always considered myself a technophobe. And that's actually not true. I used to fix my car when I needed to. These days I don't, because they're so complicated. There's no carburetor anymore. I understood the carburetor really well. I'm not about to take a fuel injection and mess up the planet. It's not going to happen. But I used to do things like that. I'm kind of mechanical. I do like mechanical things. I became a technophobe when technology started going ahead. And I'm always kind of wary of new stuff. I took a while to embrace the computer for my industry, and when I did, I went full force into it. I really enjoyed it. And I was working from an IBM platform, the Windows platform, which in reality I have now determined was probably more difficult. But in some senses not, because the older Windows was basically keyboard based, and I'm a keyboard based person. I like to do things quickly with commands, this and that. I can jump from one thing to another because I want to keep up with my thoughts. I want to keep up with my mind, and I want to keep up with what needs to get done. I like to fly at 10,000 feet at a gazillion miles an hour. That's just how I like to work. So the old Macs were mouse dependent. Slogging along, dragging your cursor over to click this, and then go all the way across the screen to get to that. I didn't like that at all. But recently, I got a MacBook Pro. And recently, I've discovered how wonderful that is. And I can thank Steve Jobs for that. Listen to his biography. I actually got it in book form, because I'd rather read than listen. But I can understand what he wanted to do with design. Design is exciting, because design, to make something useful and wonderful and functional, is just beautiful. And to make it beautiful on top of that, it just becomes a really superior product, and that's what my MacBook Pro is. That's what my iPhone is. I really enjoy that too. Now, here's another person who was afraid of their cell phone initially. Now I'm all over it. So, this is what happens when you have a product that can be totally intuitive and functional. And I think my resistance to technology has been to the kind of technology that is not intuitive and functional. I don't have time for unfunctional. And my crashing Windows machine threw me into a tizzy a million times. And I loved that machine. It was a good machine. It did its job. It just, you get, every time you turn around, you get a virus, And then you got to have virus software that acts like a virus and slows everything down. And I don't work slowly. I like to work on a rhythm. My rhythm's a little quicker than some people's. So kind of going all over the thing. I'm coming closer to the end of my ride. So this is sort of in a random dissertation, an opening statement, if you will. And I'll start making these into categorized actual ideas, hopefully, or topics. I will sit down and say, well, let's have a topic today. We had several topics today. A lot of these which I will cover in the future a little deeper and really dig into them, because there's a lot of meat there that I just put out on the platter. It hasn't been cut up yet. We'll work that out. Apparently you must notice that I'm the metaphor maven. I can delight to speak, talk, and act in metaphors, and because it's funny. Okay, come on, man, let's go. Thank you. We're cruising into Rhinebeck. Pretty soon I'm going to have to go 30 miles an hour. This is a beautiful town. I enjoy this town. It's got good energy. Lots of artists live here. I work at a little shop, periodicals. I can entertain customers and draw comics. I work on my design projects as while the day unfolds. It provides the proper amount of breaks between efforts, because people come in and will randomly break up your thought, which is actually good for me. I like that, because usually it helps me get off one train and rethink it and come back with something better sometimes. Oh my goodness. This old guy holding up project here. See that tunnel? I gotta get there.
Well, just turn around and get there, ma'am.
All right, if you let these guys go. All right. That was intriguing. And I'm here. Okay. Windows up. Camera off.